All praise to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is House of Righteous Manners. All praise to the Father through the Son. Please send wisdom so that we may have understanding of the law and learn the culture of our forefathers. I just want to go over some scriptures on the topic of Jacob needs mediators. Jacob needs mediators. Because there's nothing new under the sun. Everybody is going through the same issues. And we have to deal with people. So you're going to have problems. It's going to happen. But the thing is, we have to learn how to handle these problems. And if you can't handle them between the two, then the scripture says you must have a audience, witnesses, so that they can be a mediator. Okay, so let me get the definition for mediator. The definition for mediator, I'm going to read two different ones. Someone who tries to help other people come to an agreement. And the second definition, someone who makes certain that a formal discussion happens without problems and follows the rules. Now, like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. We all have to deal with the same issues, and we all deal with people unless you're living in a cave. But you deal with people in your household. You deal with people outside of the house at your place of employment. You deal with other family members, and things are going to happen. It's going to happen. And it ain't nobody's going through nothing new. If you have a problem, guaranteed somebody else is going through the same thing. But I'm going to go through these scriptures to show you how we must deal with it according to the word. Let's go to Matthew 18 and 15. Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between you and him alone. If he shall hear you, you have gained your brother. But if he will not hear you, then take with you one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses every word may be established. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto you as a heathen man and a publican. So there's three different stages you go through if there's aught between you and someone else. First, the Messiah said first, you go to him alone or her. And there still might not be, there might not be a resolution. You go into them by yourself. Then it says, take two or three with you so that there's witnesses. And I'm going to tell you a problem with that. A lot of people do not like to have witnesses when they know that they're wrong. They don't want nobody to see the evils and the wickedness that they do, man. So they don't want to see witnesses. But this is what we come into, especially when the Father starts to push us all together. And when we're in the wilderness outside of the cities and we come together, we're going to have to follow the law. We're going to have to follow the word. We're going to go to the word. We're not going to the U.S. Constitution or the Declaration of Independence. We're going to the word so that we can rule amongst each other, so we can rule anything and judge every issue. The word judges every issue. A lot of people don't want to bring witnesses, and that's a problem. That's a flaw. That's a flaw. That's why Christ said, bring two or three. That in the mouth of two or three witnesses, every word may be established. So when you come to somebody by yourself, you have an issue that you want to clarify. They can easily stay in the mindset of they're right. They're right. And you may be wrong. Y'all both may be wrong. That's the issue. Y'all both may be wrong. That might be the issue. That's why you need witnesses and mediators. And whoever is against that, trust me, man, they know that they wrong, man. Whoever doesn't agree to have witnesses, they wrong. They're wrong. And they haughty, man. You know, they on a put themselves on an island that they write all the time. So this is the words of Christ. But if he will not hear you, then take with you one or two more, then in the mouth of two or three witnesses, every word may be established. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto you as a heathen man and a publican. Publican, that sounds like politician. And politicians have been wicked forever. So Christ said, treat them like a politician. So, and there's another scripture to show you why. Let me see, where is it at? Christ said, treat them like a publican or a heathen. Let's go to this other scripture that really break it down. Let's go to John 3:19. This is why people do not want to have witnesses when they have conflict, when there's conflict between two. The evil one is not going to want the witnesses. You know what I'm saying? They're going to like, nah, I don't want nobody in my business. Like, really, man? We had a time where, you know what I'm saying, the mediators are going to be there no matter what, unless you're going to be all by yourself until the coming of the Messiah. Until the coming of Messiah, Hamashiach. John 3:19. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men loved darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved, corrected. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in the Most High. So, yeah, man. So even if the person, the two might be wrong. The two of you might be wrong, but y'all shouldn't be that wrong where you afraid to come before witnesses, before mediators. If you totally disagree with mediators over and over and over, especially in marriages, especially in family members or close friends, if you constantly trespassing against your friend, your family member, or your spouse, and you don't want to go before witnesses, and I'm not going to say it's a constant trespass, but if there's continuous, because that's going to happen, there's going to be continuous issues. And the reason why relationships split is because there's no resolution. There's no plan. There is a plan, but no one's following it. No one wants to follow it. The wicked don't want to follow the plan. We got to come to this word. Let's go to Proverbs. Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. So the word is instruction for life. So yeah, Jacob needs a mediator. Jacob needs a mediator. And this is something that everybody go through. Everybody go through problems with other people. But the question is, how do you resolve it? How do you resolve it? You resolve it by going to that brother. If that brother don't receive you, then you bring witnesses. If he don't receive you then you take him to the church, the congregation. Now you have many people to judge this situation. All right. But the ones that's wrong, he ain't gonna want to be in front of the witnesses. All praise to the Father. Until next time. This is House of Righteous Manners. I'm Micaiah Yahuda. Until next time. Shalom.